Oh, brilliant. Neil's dropped the chicken suit off.
In the stillness somewhere above, the city lights, you're falling in love. Still aware, you know it is true, that you were lost and this is a clue. Love is forever, love is forever. To believe you gotta let go. Light as a feather, light as a feather. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo. Love is forever, love is forever. Gotta let go.
Good afternoon. Today we are exploring Linley Halt, which will be part of our most remote disused stations. Part of the bit that we enjoy about coming out and about is we get to meet new people. And one fine example, it's Gary.
Hello, I'm Gary. I run a blog called seenbyrail.com, another disused rail enthusiast. And here we are walking up the old track bed.
So we're going to put a link to all Gary's bits and pieces down below, so please do check them all out because they're very well worth read, especially the blog. Onwards. So we're coming up to the bridge which went across to the estate side of the river. And how's your history on the bridge, Gary?
Well, the bridge was built in 1905 by the estate, by Lord Whitmore, I think his name was. Originally there was a ferry across. Originally he objected to the railway and they were going to put it into tunnels, but eventually he relented for a considerable sum of money. And towards the end of his life he actually asked if he actually cut trees down so he could have a better view of the railway.
Brilliant. I wonder at what point the people in the Google car decided to in fact they gone all across the bridge and they said no, that's wrong. So there's no, from this side, oh, so the bridge is there.
The bridge is, you get to it by going through the station and back round.
Oh, okay. And is there a foot, can you get to it? You said
you can get to it, the footpath runs along the river.
Yeah.
But I believe the bridge itself is technically private.
Right. We're now coming up to the station itself, which is, well, quite a sight, isn't it? That's very well intact, isn't it?
Music still in your ears. You're on your way to conquer your fears. In this dream of your own decide, there is someone calling your name. Love is forever, love is forever.
The overriding factor he wanted was he wanted a station here at Linley with a ferry across the river. And he insisted there be 2 trains a day each way.
Okay.
That stopped on request only. Now I can't imagine his lordship sticking his arm out, so he probably had a man to do it for him, I'd imagine. You know, make your intent clear, Carruthers. You know.
I'm not recording. Okay, so we're now just we've walked past the station, which is there, and we're just walking down to the bridge, which I'm sure Gary knows a lot more than I do about.
So originally there was a ferry across the river so that his lordship could get to the station, but then in 1905 they had this bridge built which still survives today.
I think I read this morning it wasn't closed due to the beaching cuts either, was it? Because it was already planned to be closed.
Yes, it was.
And then the beaching cuts came.
Yes.
So
yeah, it was
does that
closed
go for the line itself?
Yeah, the line was closed in '63. I don't remember the exact sequence of events, which pieces were closed when. But obviously the southern part is the Severn Valley Railway.
Yep.
And that was saved by meeting in a pub in Kidderminster in about 1966.
Okay.
And some of the original people that went to that meeting are still working on the railway today.
Brilliant.
But they've never extended the Severn Valley Railway this far north. They were offered the tunnel in Bridge North by Network Rail some years ago.
Really?
but they declined.
Is that cost implication, do you think? Or?
There's been problems on this bit of the line with subsidence north at Jackfield.
Right.
There were there's a tile works there,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of subsidence because they were mining clay for the tile works under the railway.
Yeah.
So they had several issues with subsidence. The tunnel under Bridge North is an S-shaped tunnel,
Yeah.
550 yards long, which is kind of a bit of a liability
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
if you're a heritage railway.
Yes. Yeah, any tunnel at all, I'd imagine, let alone that.
And just north of Bridge North, there's about nearly a mile of track has now been replaced by a golf course.
So the only way to get to here is via the bridge. Is that correct?
Or via the footpath we've just come down.
Yeah, so if you were staying in a holiday home that now it was a station, you have to come across the bridge.
Yes.
Okay.
It's through the estate,
Yeah.
from the Bridge North to Telford Road.
Yeah. So that was Linley Halt, which we think is around about 1.1 maybe kilometres from the nearest motorised vehicle public right of way. Would you agree, Gary?
Yeah,
Kilometre-ish?
Yeah, we're just over.
Yeah. So that does qualify for our list of remote disused stations. Yeah, so that will probably conclude our little vlog. Don't forget again to check out below in the description for all of Gary's social blog
and Twitter, Seen by Rail, as in scenery by rail.com.
Perfect. Right, we shall spell that out. Comment, like, share. What's the other one?
Click the notification bell.
Notification bell, because that's really good, because it tells you when we make new videos. Oh, sorry, did I point out?
You pointed up.
And subscribe.
And subscribe, yes.
Silence.